If you haven't done much yoga or just haven't practiced yoga for a while, this will be a great class for you. We'll be focusing on 10 to 12 great yoga poses for beginners. You'll be off to a good start on your yoga journey after taking this class. So if you like this video and you have a good experience here today, you can click the Add To tab below and just add it to your favorites so that you've got easy access to it. You're also welcome to hop on over to my website, letspracticeyoga.com, and you'll find this and many more classes right there. So grab a few blocks, a strap, roll out your mat, and let's practice. All right, starting this nice beginner-friendly class in a child's pose today. So child's pose, just drawing your fingertips to the top of your mat and then settling those hips down toward your heels. And you just kind of take your time getting there, just noticing your lower back especially, neck as well, and settle in. See if we can find some breath here. If that is too constricted, just take your knees out a little wider. Maybe grab a block to rest your head on, and that gives this abdominal area a little more room to breathe. Just notice your nice long inhales and a nice slow exhale. With each one, you might feel your body relaxing into this a little more and shift it up. It's fine to move around in yoga. We are not playing a game of statue here. Good. Let's just take one or two more breaths. Again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's look forward to your fingertips and then just find your tabletop pose. So draw those hips over your knees. Bring your hands back a little bit until we have shoulders over wrists here. We'll take a couple cat-cows. So you just tilt your tailbone up, gaze forward, kind of retract your shoulder blades, pull your heart through, and then exhale, round, tuck, round, protract the shoulder blades, and take a couple more just like that. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up, and gaze comes back as we round our shoulder blades. One more. I could do these all day. I love them. All right, from here, come into that last one and then find your neutral tabletop. And just kind of pay attention to where your hips are at. So we really want to keep them stacked, hips over knees here, and then just begin to walk out into puppy pose. So we just walk fingertips forward, bring your head down. Some people will rest their head on the floor. Others will want to bring a block in. Just rest that. The name of the game here is usually getting that chest area and shoulders a nice little stretch. So if you're feeling something different, anything in the pain realm, we just come on back into child's pose, which again is just bringing those hips down to heel. Different stretch, but they're both really great, especially as we're just beginning our class today. Good, take one more breath here. And then we'll make our way into downward facing dog. So just lift on up. It's nice to mark your down dog with a plank pose first. So flare those fingertips out. Make sure we've got shoulders lining up over our wrists here. Step back, find a brief plank, and then just keep your hands and feet where they're at and lift those hips up. Okay, we're not here long, just pedal those feet out. Then you might press through your arms a little more, drawing your heart toward your thighs. You've got a couple more breaths here. Good job. Okay, from here, just walking back into our first forward fold. We're just walking the hands back. Bend your knees whenever your hamstrings need you to. And just keep that gaze again, looking back through the knees. I always get a little bit of a stuffy nose here, so I kind of keep trying to look up to clear that, but you'll deal. You're fine, right? Let's go. Find that forward fold. So if you're looking at me right now, I've got a generous bend in my knees, And with each exhale, I'm just working to straighten that, really trying to keep the stretch in those hamstrings. If you feel like you're more rounded, like you're right up here, then just take that generous bend in your knees. I'm also showing you how to utilize a block here. Just drawing that heart toward legs. Awesome. Okay, take one more breath here in this standing forward fold. And then everyone bends the knees and just kind of crawl your hands up your legs. Nice rounded back, tuck chin. And we're making our way up to standing mountain pose. I like to draw hands to heart and just picture your spine here like a golden thread wrapping around your spine, just lifting you up. It's coming out the top of your head, just lengthening up. Sometimes standing mountain pose can look a little more bent over. Really lengthen it up. Draw those shoulder blades together. It's a great pose. Let's get a little side body here. You stay right where you're at. I'm going to angle toward the camera. So just bringing right arm down to the right. Left arm reaches up and over. And just feel that stretch all the way down that left side body, from fingertips down to hip. Healthy necks are looking up. Tender necks are gazing forward. Take one more breath here. Extend the slightest bit more. And then we'll just go ahead and switch sides. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm lengthens and reach it over. Couple of breaths here. And we'll slowly relax out of that. Go ahead and travel on up to the top of the mat now. Just take a few steps up. We'll keep our left foot planted and then just take a generous step back with your right foot. Right foot steps back. We'll look here for heel, left heel, pointing toward right arch. That right foot is angled out at about a 45 degree. From here, keep your hands on your hips as you bend that left knee just slightly more. Angle your hips and shoulders toward the front of the mat. Now that might cause something weird to happen with your back knee. We just do our best. Angling that foot will help, and then just working to straighten will help. Warrior one right here with hands to heart or arms up above the head. We'll hold here for another breath. Bending in slightly more. Okay, let's slowly bring those hands back down to our hips, straighten the leg briefly, and then we'll face the back of the mat now. So bring that left foot in, take your right toes to the back of the mat, generously bend that right knee. Now you might notice your body kind of leaning forward. See if you can bring torso back, keep knee bent, torso back. Have a look at that back foot. Does it need to angle more? Angle your hips and shoulders forward. Setting up, taking our time setting up. Just building those foundations of yoga, so helpful. Pretty soon you'll be able to just step back and your feet know automatically where to go. Okay, again, hands can stay at your hips, come to your heart, or extend up toward the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. Maybe you can bend slightly more, widening that stance. Inhale, exhale. One more breath here. Let's slowly relax out of that. Bring those hands to your waist, and we'll make our way down to the floor now for a seated forward fold. So just however you want to get there, seated forward fold. We'll take a moment and maybe grab your strap in if you know you have tight hamstrings. We're just bringing those toes facing toward the ceiling, drawing those shoulder blades together, and then just hinge from your hips, okay? So I feel like I give this speech a lot, but we really don't want to see rounded spines here, okay? That's a good stretch and just a different stretch, and there's better ways to stretch neck and back. Working on hamstrings here, shoulder blades together, tilt forward until you can feel those hamstrings stretch. So you can see my hands aren't reaching my feet really right here. I might consider grabbing a strap in and working it right here. Inhale, exhale, fold. Be here for a few breaths. So just be at a place where you can breathe, where you're like, okay, I can do this. If you're more thinking like, oh my gosh, I hate this, that's when you just want to back out a little bit. Find a place of comfort for your own body. So if you feel like your hamstrings could use some work, you might want to check out my course, my little class. It's called Happy Hamstrings. It's such a fun one. At the beginning of class, we measure our hamstring flexibility using this pose and a measuring tape. And then I guide you through, 8 or 10 poses that help with hamstring flexibility. And then we measure again at the end of class. So I just think it's a fun one. Check that out on letspracticeyoga.com, or I think it might still be here on YouTube. Okay, let's go forward the slightest bit more with each exhale. I found my toes now. Maybe you have too. If you haven't, don't stress about it. It will happen. Good. One more breath. And we'll relax out of this and find our way into a modified bridge pose now. So I'm going to bend my knees and just slowly lower down to the back. We'll take a moment, let that pelvis settle in. Walk those heels in towards your glutes. Feet are about hip distance apart. Big inhale. As you exhale, hips lift off the mat. Okay, you're pressing down under your big toe, under your pinky toe. You're pressing down into your arms, lifting those hips slightly higher, rolling those shoulder blades together. Also such a great pose. Inhale and exhale, and just kind of notice and observe all that went into that. And we'll take one more just for a couple breaths. Inhale, exhale, lift. Good. Roll those shoulder blades under. This time you might clasp your hands underneath your back. A little more activation. Okay, good. One more breath here. And we'll slowly release that. And lower the hips all the way down. Okay, from here, let's cross right shin above left knee. And then just hug it in. It's kind of a reclining pigeon, feeling those outer hips just a little bit. Take one more breath. Hug it in just the slightest bit more if your body permits that. And then we'll take that on second side. So just release, and then left shin above right knee. Hug it in. Good. One more breath. And slowly release. We'll plant our feet. Bring your toes, feet toward the outer edges of your mat, and just bring your knees together. Rest your hands on your belly. Let that lower back settle down. And then whenever you're ready, just lengthen those legs out. Arms come down by your sides, palms up. I find it helpful again to lift shoulder blades up, place them down again. And we'll just spend our last minute or so of class just letting our body sink into the mat, letting our mind float away. It's nice to come in here and just start off with a couple thoughts. Just self-love, I guess is the way we put it. Just a couple things that you love about yourself. Most teachers and students agree that the hardest part of a yoga class is finding your way to the mat. So you did that today and much more. Just congratulate yourself and then let go of any thoughts. And if you're able to stay longer, please pause this and stay. If you're ready to come out, go ahead and point your toes, lengthen your arms up above your head, interlace your thumbs, and just give a nice big stretch here. And then roll to your side in the fetal position for a breath or two. Making your way to a seated position. Okay, great job, you guys. I hope that your body benefits from this practice. Please leave a comment below, and if you'd like to learn more, just click the link below and join the Let's Practice Yoga community. I have several awesome beginner courses that guide you step by step through each of these poses, just helping you to build your confidence as well as your flexibility and strength. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.